all your experience coming from, I mean, you go back to the Big 12 and Baylor. Defensively, how excited are you knowing you got all these former Pac-12 schools coming in and they run a lot of up tempo, and obviously the Big Ten smash mouth football. How excited are you to kind of take on that challenge? And when it comes to just the team, how do you feel like they're kind of really leaning into your message? And do you feel like it's similar to when you kind of had that big breakout season at Baylor?
Yeah, I think you can tell when a team is ready to make the turn in their body language, in the way that they walk around the building. It's just confidence. For young people nowadays, there's nothing more than confidence. There's such a fear of failure because everything's evaluated, and I think when I walk through our locker rooms and I walk through our weight rooms and I walk out in the field, I see a confident team. I see a team that understands that games are going to come down to the final seconds, and the narrative about close losses, we're going to turn that into close wins. In terms of the teams coming in from the West Coast, I mean, I don't want to speak for them. I do know that travel and weather are going to be real things in this new Big Ten. Having to play and then travel maybe 5 or 6 hours and then play again the next week, those are all things that the best minds will find the best solutions to. And so we're trying to model everything out as we go. You might play one week and it might be 85 degrees, and you might play the next week up in Madison, Wisconsin, and it might be really, really, really cold. And so all of us have our own challenges. I'm kind of focused on ours, but I do know this. Deshaun Foster was a player when I was a GA. Lincoln Riley's one of my great friends in coaching. I've coached against him multiple times. I have a lot of respect for the University of Washington. I think Dan Lanning's a great coach, so I think it's only made the conference better.
I hear this confidence from you, but also coming at a time when you do have to go to USC and you're going to play Coach Foster. How do you balance that challenge of being on the brink of something good with the timing of these teams coming into the league and the Big Ten just quite frankly being so much more difficult to win?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Like I laugh with Troy sometimes. Like if Haven Fields, our sport administrator, would have said, "Hey, I want to add USC and UCLA to the non-con," and I'd have thrown a fit. Like, I'm not playing those guys. Well, here they are. So I think when you look at the Big Ten, playing 9 conference games. More importantly, playing 5 road conference games. Not every conference plays 5 roads. Some of the 8-team leagues, they play 4 road games, and sometimes one's like a neutral site, so they play 3 where you have to go into someone else's stadium. In the Big Ten, we have to go into someone else's stadium in our league 5 times and duke it out. So, but I think we'll have a lot of access to the college football playoff, and I think 4 teams from this league should get in every year because this is the best league. This is the NFL of college football in my mind. It stretches from coast to coast, different time zones, different weather. That's not to diminish any other league. The SEC is amazing. These other leagues are great, but the challenge in the Big Ten is going to be really difficult. Travel, weather, and great teams. For us, we think every game's a big game because we're playing in it, and you didn't come to Nebraska because you wanted to play an FCS slate. You came here because you want the challenge of. We get to go to the Coliseum and play football. How lucky are we? And so that's why you come to Nebraska. That's why in recruiting, like, competitiveness is like my number one trait, because I want guys who want to prove it on the field, not anywhere else.